My top 10 for Division I men's tennis goes as follows. Obviously, Texas still needs to be number 1. Ohio State 2, because of that win over Michigan. TCU number 3 for me, though you can make a case that they should be switched 2 and 3, but no question those are the top 3 teams. Georgia at 4 with an impressive weekend. Kentucky 5, Michigan 6, Virginia 7, Tennessee 8. South Carolina has dropped to number 9 for me, and USC number 10. Teams outside looking at like Columbia, Mississippi State, Duke, Arizona, Harvard, North Carolina, just to name some teams right there. And I'm going to go over the new set of computer rankings 1 through 25, as well as like 26 through 40, and then go over like bubble teams. The 1 through 25 goes as follows: Texas, Ohio State, TCU, Georgia, Kentucky, Michigan, Virginia, Tennessee, South Carolina, USC as in University of Southern California, Columbia, Mississippi State, Duke, Arizona, Harvard, North Carolina, Auburn, Wake Forest, Florida State, Stanford, Florida, NC State, Northwestern, A&M, Mississippi State. Now 26 through 40 goes as follows: Illinois, Utah, Middle Tennessee State, Cal, San Diego, VCU, Louisville, Texas Tech, Oklahoma, Pepperdine, Cornell, Memphis, USCB, as in University of California, Santa Barbara, UCLA, and Arizona State. Now I'm going to go over like the bubble teams and right now the cutoff line would be at number 46. So like the next 4, I mean the first 4 buys would be, and technically like the teams that are somewhat safer than those last 4 in, are USCB, UCLA, Arizona State, Tulane, and UTSA. Now the first 4 in would be Baylor, Oklahoma State, Nebraska, and LSU. Of course, you gotta keep in mind that you have to have a winning record, like above 500, in order to make the NCAA tournament. Okay, the first 4 out would be Miami, Florida, but Alabama and UCF I am not going to include. They have losing records. The only way they're going to get in the tournament is to win a conference tournament. Let's be clear. Penn would be technically my second team, as like the first 4 out, technically, because Alabama and UCF have losing records. You can't have that. Wisconsin, SMU, that's 4. But the next 4 out would be Princeton, Washington, Oregon. I'm not going to include Tulsa, though Tulsa is kind of close to 500. I mean, they're 10 and 11. Notre Dame is 13 and 12. So that's just, and of course, for all these bowl teams, you got to win as many matches as you can. And if you could upset somebody in a regular season, that'd be good. Like get a top 10 win or top 20 win or top 25 win, you're safe. Besides beating teams around you, you got to avoid bad losses. So, and you know what's funny is Oklahoma State and Baylor have to play each other in the last regular season match of the season for both of these teams. Besides maybe conference tournament. So I already know if Baylor, I think, for example, I know if Baylor beats both Oklahoma and Oklahoma State on the road, which they're getting healthy, by the way, and that's the reason why they're kind of this low at this point, because Finn Bass had to miss a lot of time with a torn ab, but he's back as of last week, and he just started playing singles and doubles last week, and then, unfortunately, Tadeusz Perulik, he rolled his ankle. He was in a boot on Thursday, but he was not in a boot on Saturday, but he still didn't play. But it is expected that he will be back. So, yeah, they're getting healthier at the right time. And if they win both, Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, I think they're definitely in the tournament. There's no question about it. They don't need a, sure, they could split, but then they're still kind of on that bubble. I mean, I already know if Oklahoma State does lose both matches, and they did lose to Tulsa unexpectedly, by the way, and that was without their top guy for Oklahoma State and Tyler Zink for whatever reason. 4-1 at Tulsa. So, and they didn't even play singles or doubles. I already know if they lose twice, they're definitely out of the tournament. And of course, you got to hope too in conference tournaments for those one bid leads that are automatically, those teams are automatically in because the rankings alone. You don't need bid stealers. So, yeah, that's basically it. Because those other one bid leagues that are not in, based on rankings alone, won't hurt. And of course, it would help. For example, if UTSA, I mean, some of these teams in front of you would lose, too. I mean, and it's certainly possible. I mean, anyways, if you like this content, like and subscribe, and see you guys later. 5 subscribers, we're on the road to it. Let's go.